Hello, Mackie here, and welcome back to the mid-season madness for the MSI 2026. We are in day 8 of the break of this entire tournament, and I have good news for y'all. We have ourselves a break for a couple of hours until, of course, the real MSI from the backhand of Tuesday and then Wednesday and then to the final day on Sunday. So for the one time, this is going to be me doing a little late night upload, of course. And I have to say, let's be honest, the two series that we saw, T1 Furia and then BLG versus LYON, are kind of like the two series that feels like I don't have to talk too much about, except to say that this was frustrated for the average casual fan. Like, let's be honest, I wasn't expected Furia to even win a game against T1, but the way T1 has been played in the series, of course, against Furia and what BLG saw against Lion just feels infuriating to me as a fan. Like my expectations for them is not to win this series. My expectation to them is like being competitive, put some fire in them. And then, by the way, it's not that Furia and Lion did well. They put up some decent fight. They had good leads. They played the map well. It's just that when you face up against Eastern teams, you just cannot make mistakes. You cannot make the mistake like Dokla did in the Kasante, of course, went on just kind of, fancy feed him and trying to trick him, and then the game goes south from there. You cannot expect it to like, make mistakes, especially against Pace, who's been, let's be honest, Pace balled out in that series. And you cannot expect me to do that. So yeah, I just have to say this is gonna be probably a quick one because I don't think this series is gonna be talked about too much, other than the fact that this is like both teams, T1 and BLG, did not play their high caliber of League of Legends. Plain and simple. They did not play their high caliber League of Legends to feel good about. And now many people, including like some of the betters and all this kind of stuff, the market, just saying that Hana Life Esports is going to roll through this MSI with no resistance at all. Now, I would like to say this, that I feel like they're going to get resisted sometimes between BLG and T1 and or both of those teams, respectively. So the question is, how is Hana Life Esports going to get tested? We don't know. I think they've already crushed down both opponents, but T1 and BLG should have crushed both of these opponents today and feel great about the Hot and Life BLG series that are going to come up, which is going to be a big series none the way. But now, after their shaky performances, especially against Lion, who, by the way, I think they have a chance against Team Secret Wells. No respect to Team Secret Wells, but it's like it doesn't feel good for Team Secret Wells. I mean, you got benefited from Top Esports mental gap, just destroyed, but you're not gonna get away with the Lion. No way, no how. But I was expecting T1 and BLG to just go crush their opponents, having a dominant series, but yet they look shaky as heck, especially BLG, which makes the stats for this game between them and Lion all the more wild. So I got Shun being the MVP of game 1, 1 and 8 with a 9 KDA, 75 kill participation, and a 6.7k damage. And then Knight have two incredible performances. Although you could say that the Ari game was not as great in their opinions. The Oriana was fine. I think he was a decent Oriana game. And on the Seraphine was okay, but he did not. He made some horrible mistakes. And especially game 1 when On decided to play Camille. That just feels like there is a lot of shakiness on this team. But I go on with the stats 11, 2, and 15, 13 KDA, 84 kill participation, and 24.3k damage. And in game 3 on the Ari, 6, 4, and 6, 3 KDA. Actually, it's supposed to be like, let me just see, 12. Yeah, 3. 80 kill participation and 25.7k damage. For my 3 stars of the game, Sean, 13, 9, and 29, 4.7, 72% kill participation and 42k damage. 9, 27, 30, 25, 6.4 KDA, 78 kill participation, and 62.2k damage. And on 4, 13, 45, 3.8 KDA, 84 kill participation, and 21.7k damage. And then Dokla is my team of the series, in which he made an oopsie in game 1 and he did not do well in the top lane. He did not do well. 1.5 KDA on a 6, 13, and 14 score line, 48 kill participation, and 42.3k damage. He did not look great at all. and he was fine in the Casante game until the mistake, and then he was not good in those last two games, and it is what it is. So on LYON, I wasn't. How do I say this? I was expected LYON to win, but consider how they played in that series, I think they did good. I think they did good in that series. I think they did. I think they did what they needed to do. Is that they got snake died in some of the team fights, and they made too many mistakes, and it cost them. Now again, that doesn't mean that BLG are perfect. They look like a flawed team, and if you are BLG, you need to step up, especially with stronger competition. Your two biggest competition, your two biggest teams are, I believe, you beat LYON and then you beat G2. I think they beat G2. No, 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 no. Wait. Okay, hold on. I think it. Wait, hold up. Let me. Okay, time out. Let me just look at the bracket again. Let me look at the bracket. I gone crazy here. Let me look at the bracket. So I think Team Secret Wells, Diff, and hold up. Okay, bracket stage. Okay, they beat T1 in a really close series, of course, that I expected them to happen. And then, of course, you can say that Game 5 T1 was drafted was horrible, by my opinion. And then they beat LYON 3-0, but this doesn't feel better. Now, this is a real test. This is absolutely the real test for BLG, because if you fail against Honolulu Esports, and then you might, and I said keyword might, going to face T1 if, G2 can actually pull not saying an upset, but a pretty big win against T1. You may have to face off against either T1 and Honolulu Esports, which I believe you could beat the former, and then maybe you're just trying to beat them again, or maybe beat T1. But if you don't win that series and then you face up against T1, I said you're in trouble, because I think this is where the quality needs to step up. I mean, BLG have, I think it's one of the chatters said in Nymeera's stream is that they're the kind of team that looks horrible on one day and look great on the other. And that's BLG in this split and in this tournament in a nutshell, is that they have been so up and down, to be honest. They are good enough to win, but they have the tendency to lose to teams that a BLG should do, a dominant team should do. And while the 3-0 scoreline may feel like a dominant victory, I don't feel dominant in that feeling. I just don't feel like this is a dominant victory and stuff. So now they have to face off against a team that looks dominant against Team Secret Wells, dominant against G2, and they look dominant in every which way. To the point of other than game 2 from Team Secret Wells was a scary one, but still, it doesn't even matter. I feel like BLG are in trouble. I feel like BLG is in trouble. I will do that for my predictions tomorrow. Yes, I will do that for my predictions tomorrow for that series. But I just don't feel good about BLG's chances to do well. And at this point, I don't feel good about T1's chances either. Because if you look at the T1 series, by the way, and this is a 3-0, I don't think T1 did good in that series as well. Oh, by the way, let me just do a live one, because consider the time, I don't think we're going to talk about this series too much. So let me just put my third star here. What's my third star? I put Pace there. Duran, yes. Does Baker have a good series? Nah, I think Telia was okay. Annie or yeah, this is troubling. Maybe Kyria deserve more. Yeah, they Kyria fine. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I'm typing in live. This is a lot. This is me typing the stats live for all you people. If you like more of this, go subscribe to this channel. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your family members, tell your people about this channel, and it will grow a lot. I'm not saying grow as much, but it'll grow a lot. We are trying to get to 100 subscribers before the end of this tournament. So if you feel like this channel is going to be good enough, just go subscribe. And this channel is completely free of gambling, free of all the other stuff. So you don't have to worry about advertisements and payment. Although I would like to take some advertisers that are not shady and not, you know, wild or something. Um, I just gotta put in none. Okay, so yeah. Anyways, the T1 Furia series was infuriating because if you look at, I mean, if you saw the interview, I think there was an interview, by the way, by Toots. In that interview, I think they did an interview. Yeah, they did an interview with Tattoo, and he said the Lion series and the T1 Game 3. And he was right. I think you could say that Game 3 was pretty much the best chance that Furia had to even get a game. I mean, JoJo was amazing on the Seraphine. 18 assists with a 91 KDA. Tattoo was brilliant on the Gnosis, of course. This was, in my opinion, based on the scaling and the dominance, a pretty winnable series, but it's just T1 just snap their fingers, pull up the BS clutch, and then of course Paige was absolutely brilliant. I mean, he was brilliant in that series. I mean, let's just be honest. I think you can say that Paige is probably the MVP of this T1 team in MSI, which is, I never thought I'd say those words, but here we are, I guess. But yeah, this was the one game that I feel like, listen, Furia would never going to win that series, but beating T1 in a game in a series just really going to like perk up, some of the Brazilian fans who just, stay up all night. Consider how last night was not a great night for Brazil in any cases, with Norway knocking them down, and then this. I think you can say that the Norway one is more painful than this one because this one is expected. The other one was like shock and, well, okay. Well, the Norway victory was kind of like Norway would just dominate the game, and then Brazil did absolutely nothing until the last minute, and even then, that don't even feel great. So I think both of these defeats were humiliating in most sense, but you can say that this one is less humiliating because of the stature of the team. But even then, you could have get a game out of this. Like after all of that, you just could have get a game out of this. My God. Anyways, let's go to the stats of this series. Doran on the Jays, 2-1-6, 8 KDA, 53 kill percentage, 32.8k damage. Pace both on Caitlyn and Kalista was brilliant. 24 and 11 combined in both games. First, the Caitlyn game 9-1-3 on a 12 KDA, 86 kill participation, and 43.3k damage. And the Kalista 11-3 and 8, 86.3 KDA, 90 kill participation, and 35.8k damage. For my 3 stars of the series, 26, 5, and 18 for pace, 8.8, 88 kill participation, 100.9k damage. Second, of course, is Doran, top 9, 10, and 20 with a 2.9 KDA, 58 kill participation, and 94.6k damage. And then Carrier 4, 13, 38, 3.2 KDA, 84 kill participation, and 29.3k damage. My team of the series, I don't have any team of the series. I think you can say the Furia were outclassed, but I think the game 3-1 kind of feels like they deserve better than this. They deserve some kind of, I don't know. They deserve like, how do I say this? They deserve a game from this. They deserve like a game from this. And unfortunately for that to never happen, it just irks me. It just really irks me. So yeah, I don't think I have anything good to say about these two series. I think you could say that both of these series were expected, but you could say that there are some clues and some blueprints for, let's just say, G2 and for Honolulu Esports to look at, in which you can say that BLG looks shaky in most of the parts, especially with On. Um, the Knight and Shun combination. Listen, let's be honest. Take Shun out of this team from last year, and I think BLG could be way worse. Shun was the reason why BLG were great 2 years ago. He was also the reason why BLG look horrible right now with the millions of junglers they have. And now he's the reason why I think that Shun is going to keep carry this BLG. Now, yes, Knight has been good, but I think you say that Shun is the unsung MVP for this BLG team. Probably like the most important player on this team right now. And it shows in that performance against LYON today. I think you can say that, yeah, he's brilliant. But the point is that BLG needs to step up against high quality competition in Honolulu Esports. I think many people, including myself, have Honolulu Esports probably winning the whole thing right now. BLG are the second favorites, which means that if they show me that they are the second favorites and they are on a given day, because that kind of performance is going to lose you 3-0 or 3-1 against Honolulu Esports. That kind of performance is going to be losing. So yeah, they need to step up. They need to step up. Okay, I think it's time for me to wrap up. I don't think I have much to say about World Series except that tomorrow we're going to eliminate two more teams. Lion would take on Team Secret Wells, and then G2 would take on T1. And I believe that Team Secret Wells, as fun as it is, I think they're going to beat my Lion. And G2, I think they have a chance. The question is, can they capitalize on T1's fallacies and actually go in to win? Because if they can do that and beat both Top Esports and T1, holy cow. And if that happens, NAEU for third place, hmm, should be fun. Should be absolutely fun. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Please drink some water. Get your pets neutered and all kind of stuff. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the predictions. And see you the other day for my day 9 reactions.